certified and register as a new bidder. Sell products and services to the state. Learn about pre-bid events and more. And it's all free. All you have to do is sign up at www.calbcc.org. That's www.calbcc.org. Registration for the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government, begins at 9 a.m. and the workshop concludes at 1 p.m. on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. This is a community call to action from the California Black Chamber of Commerce and KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
I was telling a story on Instagram the other day about my husband, Vic, when we were, I don't know if we were married yet, it doesn't matter. He would come pick me up from the train station, and when he would be there, as soon as the train pulled in, I would be so happy. But then if he would be like 30 seconds late to pick me up, for whatever reason, I would have this amplified negative response where my feelings would be hurt. And in the beginning, I wouldn't say anything about it. I would just kind of be him, or say I'm tired or whatever, but I wouldn't say it. And then finally I just told him, I know this makes no sense, but when you're not there, even though you're never really late, you're only a teeny bit, it just bums me out. So can you please just try to be there before the train pulls in? And again, I'm not blaming you because I know this crap makes zero sense, and yet it's what I'm experiencing. And the emotional validation, his ability to go, okay, I will. And, 25 years later, the guy is never late because he cares about the way I feel. So again, if he had said to me, well, I'll agree with you, that's ridiculous. You have no reason to feel that way. I'm not even that late. If he was defensive, if he was mean, if he made it hard for me to share that, that would be emotionally invalidating. And again, keep in mind, I'm not saying we can blame other people.
I don't know. Chris, I don't know. Listen to that clip. I don't know. I think that kind of concept is making us. I think it's weakening relationships.
Making dependency.
It's creating dependency. Like you should know that you just saying okay, it's cool, right, is going to make you feel better. And I think to expect your partner to do that and not have the inner resolve to do it yourself. If he were to tell you the opposite thing, right? Like, no, you're right. You're wrong about this. That should make you feel bad.
I'm going to drop a bomb before you do a cliffhanger. Feelings do not get you through life.
Uh-oh. What does?
Think about this. It doesn't feel good to say no. It doesn't feel good to work out sometimes. It doesn't feel good to eat right. It doesn't feel good to not go off on somebody that can possibly put you in prison if you do the wrong thing, right? It doesn't feel good. Life's not about feelings. That's the worst part about human existence. Life's about opportunities to control your feelings. Point blank.
To direct them if you wanted to.
Use them.
Mold
them.
Empower them.
That's it. Life's not about feelings.
So wait a minute. Are you saying most people are getting punked by their emotions?
Most people, emotions are Debo.
That's my bike. And that's true. And it's unfortunate. And then it turns into an expectation that the partner should compensate.
Then you end up Deboing them.
Man, if y'all not getting the truth today, I don't know what it is. You're listening to the Voice of Reason live from KBLA Talk 1580 in the center, the very epicenter of Little Africa Town. You know what that is. That's Lamert Park. I got my brother in the building. Doctor, put some respect on his name. Dr. Christopher Johnson is on complete fire. I want to shout out Rhonda. Rhonda won the tickets. Rhonda, what up? Hey, enjoy the show. You're going to see the 4 legends on one stage. The queens, man. That's Shaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, and Stephanie Mills. The Voice of Reason, on the other hand, is on complete fire. We got callers from all over the country. And we're really talking about something really heavy. You're talking about this self-resilience, this self-affirmation, this self-work that allows you to stop outsourcing self-esteem, self-approval, self-acknowledgement.
Purpose,
your purpose. You're not outsourcing any of the inside work. And then once you get it from the outside, you're no longer codependent, right? So wait a minute. If I outsource all of the inside work, whoa, this is heavy. Does that mean I don't really love myself? Because to do the work, isn't that an action of self-love?
It makes it impossible for you to love self. Because
if I outsource.
Right.
Yes.
Love for yourself is only going to be driven by those that are giving you the love or acceptance.
So you setting yourself up to be
empty.
A crackhead.
Stop. No.
But you know what I'm saying. Dependent. Copamine. Hopamine.
You're setting yourself up to be addictive to something that you could provide for yourself.
Ross Rosenberg, the writer of The Human Magnet Syndrome, an amazing book. His concept is narcissistic people are attracted to codependent people. He says the codependent person, he labels it as SLDD, self-love deficient. He said, and he even pushed it to the point of being a disorder. He's saying from that perspective, a person can literally become addicted to the narcissistic type. Now, my question is, if we're looking at SLDD, self-love deficient, these people are in incessant search of validation from somebody, approval, acknowledgement, coddling even. Are they not setting themselves up to be Pookie from New Jack City in an intimate context?
Well, I mean, the biggest portion of what you just said is we have to understand one thing. They've made electric cars, right?
Right.
They've tried to enhance the automobile.
Right.
They still haven't made a car that pumps its own gas.
Keep going.
So you got to understand something. No matter how you do it, something has to come from within. Yeah. Something. The motivation for self. Think about this. Are you motivated to breathe?
No. Involuntary.
Right. Are you motivated to make your heart beat? No. Are you motivated to get your body nourishment? No. What motivates you is you have to keep that engine going for a purpose or a reason.
Well, some people say hunger pains will motivate you to go get something to eat.
But once again, even if it's something internally motivating you, it's for a reason to keep the machine going.
Right.
So remember, the focus is the machine. Mm-hmm. See, we don't live on this earth for approval from anyone.
Well, we shouldn't.
We don't. Now, whether if you mold it to make it that way, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's problematic.
Here's why. None of these people down there created us.
Ooh. Keep going, Doc.
I don't care what anybody says. You didn't make this. You still got to wipe yourself when you go to the bathroom. You didn't make this. Wow. So I don't want to hear that. So I don't live off of anybody's approval or acceptance because you didn't create me. So when you think about all of us down here for a reason, it's a reason we're here for. You just got to find what piece of the puzzle you are.
Right.
And so when we talk about codependency, the whole meat of what you're doing is trying to help relationships. I'm hearing it very clearly. But can I stop on soulmate real quick?
Yes.
Man, no. Are you going to commercial?
No.
Before I start this.
No, you good. You got time, brother.
Okay. Okay. So think about this. You said the word crackhead. You did, not me, right? So a soulmate can be two crackheads meeting on the corner and finding a rock. Soulmates are basically where you meet someone that is just like your soul. But remember, the goal is to be better. And that means that soulmate is somewhat demonic because it came from Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle.
Keep going. Wait a minute.
Okay.
The soulmate is demonic?
Of course. You
Man.
gotta pick up Plato's Symposium. In Plato's Symposium, he says that there was a Greek god named Zeus. He got mad at humanity. Humans had 4 arms and 4 legs, and Zeus got mad at humanity, and he split them down the middle and made them search the earth looking for their soul counterpart. We never had 4 arms. We never had 4 legs. We never did. Okay, so we know that's wrong, right?
Come on.
So soulmate is connected to that, right? But check what you really need. It's called a spirit mate.
A spirit mate.
So I'm gonna go biblical real quick. Jesus died to do what? Save our what? Soul. So that means our souls are the troublemakers, right? Our soul could be the dirty part. Our soul could be all of that good stuff, right? The friend he left us was the Holy Spirit that talks to our spirit, that talks to our soul. So in actuality, you don't want a soulmate. You want a spirit mate, somebody that pushes you to be better and calls you to the table of accountability for self. See, my biggest thing being, I guess you want to say a therapist, if you will, or a scientist that deals with human interaction, the worst part I get when it comes to dating is everybody thinks I'm supposed to help them be perfect.
Well,
and be better.
But you know this like I know this. We do this.
Right.
In public and in private. We do this, right? Here's the problem. You get people who are, let's say, in kindergarten, in terms of just getting this spirit work together, just starting to do their work, right? And they're already out proselytizing. They're proselytizing to their partner on what they should be doing. And I've always said self-work is very personal. It's very you, right? It's not, like I said, if you're in a relationship, when you're embarking on this self-work, the only thing they can do is be a companion. They can't do the work for you. They can't bear your cross. They can, like you said, offer you some water. That's it. They, offer you some encouragement. Now, what happens is when we have people that have just gotten into maybe just the terminology from TikTok, psychological terminology is ubiquitous on social media, right? So maybe they're getting a little bit of it. They want to take it back and teach their partner when they're not quite healed. Now, I know healing is on a spectrum. You're not going to be healed overnight. So with that being the case, you can't be proselytizing 48 hours after your first revelation, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
That kind of sucks because the real funny part I want to laugh about is when you get on a plane, what do they tell you to do? Put your mask on first?
And mind your business. Put your mask on first.
Don't talk to me about healing unless you healed yourself.
Ooh. Or at least healed a part of yourself.
Don't talk to me about healing and what you're talking about unless you can show me proof you did it yourself.
Show me.
So when it comes to me dating, and I date if I'm dating a young lady and she says, I need understanding or grace and communication, right? Guess what I'm going to say? I'm not going to tell her how to do it. I'm going to show her how to communicate. And if you don't get it, then you don't want to get it. So it's literally like, dude, when it comes to human existence, I'll be honest with you, sidebar. Most people that believe in God are believing in him with one thread.
What's that thread?
All it takes is one death, one bad diagnosis, and they'll give up in a second.
And it's done.
So what I
and
learned,
they're questioning.
Right. So what I learned about this, people that proselytize, people that project, people that try to teach or try to do all this stuff, most of them are just trying to confound themselves to believe what they're teaching.
So it's really they're trying to convince themselves by preaching to you.
And if you believe it, guess what? Hey, evidently that worked.
It must be real.
Let me try that again. Dude, human existence is so simple, bro. It's not that hard. We're making it quantum physics.
So I believe that relationships are like this space where you can cultivate self-awareness. You can learn about yourself by how you respond, how you show up. And I think, especially for the younger generations, I think they struggle with seeing themselves. They'd rather look at the superficial or the icing on the cake, the proverbial icing. Let's just hang out, let's chill, Netflix and chill, let's enjoy. But when relationships trigger you to look deeper, I think that triggering causes them to ghost, causes them to bounce, go to a better situation. What are your thoughts on that?
You better not be getting ready to go to commercial.
We got time.
Okay. What's the first thing God gave Adam? Since we're going to play some biblical stuff here real quick. What's the first thing God gave Adam in your understanding? And there's no...
You mean his woman?
See? Most humans believe. That's why relationships lead the world right now. It's about being married, about being with somebody. Social media is based on taking pictures with somebody so you can show somebody that you're with somebody. It don't even matter. So here's the greatest part. The first thing God gave Adam wasn't a woman. The first thing God gave Adam was a job.
That is his first thing. Go name these goats. Go name these.
Tend to the garden, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So in actuality, the first thing you're given is a purpose or something you do that you would do without getting money for.
Purpose.
That's it.
Purpose supersedes relationship.
My relationship is for companionship as I go along on my journey.
Come on.
My relationship is not my purpose. The woman I date, the woman I marry, the man you marry, the man you date, that's not why you're here. You're not here for that.
Right.
We have so many people living to prove that they're in a great relationship, but they're not in a good relationship with self.
Right.
So you can be in a great relationship with a great man, y'all date, y'all wear the same outfits, whatever, but then internally dislike yourself.
But this comes back to individuation. Do you know how much of a struggle it is for someone to get to individuation? It is a struggle.
Remember, when you don't have identity or love of self or understanding of self, what other people accept is what you go by.
It's
so
easy
you don't want
for
to be
people,
an individual.
But that's what I'm saying. It's easy for a man to say, you know what? I'm going to go get this money. I'm going to go conquer the world. I'm going to be a simp because all of the women, listen, all of the women that I really want to talk to, I'm afraid to talk to them, but this money talk louder than my confidence, than my belief in myself. So when I get the money, it'll do the talking for me. Then women adapt and say, you know what? Seeing that you purchasing, and I don't want to look at myself either. This is a whole culture, bro. I don't want to look at myself either. I don't want to do any real self-work. I want a soft life. I want to be taken care of. I just want to not worry about anything and have this basic kind of relation. This is what's happening. I believe relationship is the crucible where your spirit is set aflame, where you learn who you really are and that purpose, what you have to work on. But most people don't see it that way. Your thoughts?
You better not get ready to go to a commercial.
And we do have to go.
I knew it. You ain't setting me up no more.
Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we on fire tonight. I promise my callers, I'm coming to you soon as we come forward.
Okay.
And the doc is going to have to answer this question through your questions. But I believe that to be true, Doc. When we come forward, wait, where's Andy? Andy ain't even here, so you can answer the question.
Okay. The biggest thing about what you just said is so interesting. Once again, communal acceptance is really an oil or a lubricant that can keep you going. Okay? Car needs oil, car needs fluids, stuff like that, right?
Right.
I'm not saying that's not good or needed, because guess what? A car that drives with good gas, a perfect driver, without oil, that engine's going to blow up.
Right.
So sometimes communal lubrication, if you will, is needed.
It's good. Yeah.
However, that can't be the main thing. I can't go and invest in a freaking truck full of gas and I don't have a car.
Right.
So what's the point? So most people put the cart before the horse, as you would say, or they put the approval to assimilate with the communal love they want for being themselves anyway. The dopest part is for you to be yourself and be accepted, not be accepted because you're not yourself.
Man, communal lubrication. You being accepted by the soft path. It's a soft path because it won't lead you to the difficulty that is within you.
Erroneous reflection is what I call it.
Erroneous, man, if you don't keep cooking.
Yeah.
Listen, say right, when we come forward.
Right.
When we come forward, Dr. Chris Johnson, if you want to see him live, May 31st. Don't get it twisted. Go get your tickets now. TheMiracleInglewood.com. Purchase your tickets. It's where connection and comedy meet. Man, it's going to be fantastic. Another great clinician joining us is Dr. Pacoya McCall. She'll be there as well as Ray Grady, Alpha Male of Comedy, and alongside Ron G and Kevin Tate. It's going to be an amazing event. Go there right now. Purchase your tickets. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, moving forward. But when we come forward, we're going to have callers on deck.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. If you missed our KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall, the Altadena Eden Fire, 100 Days and Counting, you missed an evening of reverence, reflection, and reality.
You gotta live in the reality because this is it. Every day. You wake up, is this my life? Don't stay in denial, because yes, it is. Don't stay in bargaining, where you're praying for a miracle, and if it wouldn't have happened, then this is what I would have done. It did.
Our panel participants kept it real. Really real.
I think, number one, it's amazing to me how we ignore systemic racism in our community, and as a people, we've apologized for so much, but when will we stop apologizing for what we have paid for? Because the truth of the matter is, we paid for this.
You can always count on KBLA Talk 1580 to give it to you straight, no chaser. When you love folk, you tell them the truth. Seeking the truth, speaking the truth. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number, because Ray, he's going to text it live, and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
You want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
When was a time where you just didn't feel like you were man enough?
I'd probably say my whole life. Like it feels like such a real thing, because when I was growing up as a young boy, I was overweight and I was one of the few ethnic minorities in my area. And so I was bullied at primary school, and I'd always be picked on or the mick taken out of, whether it was racism or whether it was about my weight or body image and all of those kind of issues. And I actually didn't take it that personally, because I'd go home and my mom loved me a lot.
Oh.
And so I was raised, I feel like I was literally raised by my mom, and that's one of the reasons why I never felt man enough, because my mother was the most involved parent. My dad was very much aloof, let me make my decisions, failures, choices. But my mother was always there. My mother taught me how to shave my face. She taught me my skincare routine. She taught, like, my mother was like the first person to teach me a lot of what people's dads usually teach them. And that wasn't because my dad was a bad father, it's just that was his style. And we have a great friendship now. But with my mom, she was the one involved. So I never felt man enough because I didn't have a man teaching me man things, or however you want to put it. I was always surrounded by my mother, my sister, and powerful women in my life. And I wasn't really exposed to alpha males or any of those figures.
So how's that manifest? Like, did people call you mama's boy? Did they call you names?
Yeah, all of it. I remember when someone would pick on me at school, I'd go tell my mom.
Man, Jay Shetty, man, he was exceedingly vulnerable in that clip. And I love it. We got callers on the line. Doc, you ready to talk to him?
Let's get it.
Here we go. Jaron from Newborn, North Carolina. It's your time to shine. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
First off, I want to say to you, Zoe, you were a big inspiration for me. You're the reason, one of the main reasons why I started podcasting and doing my thing. So first of all, thank you, brother, for you doing you and being the brother that you've been since the Foxhole days. First off, thank you for that. Topics tonight, been dope. But I want to say about the child being healed conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happens is pain can be your ticket to paradise if you know how to aim it. Like my father told me, turn fear into fire. Don't let what scares you deters you from certain things, because that leads you to constantly run away instead of facing your problems. Because when you run away from your problems, all you do is run away to run back into them instead of facing them and learning them. You may make a mistake here or there facing your problems over and over again, but just keep going. Don't turn your back to them.
Nah, Jaron. Nah. You're not finna come in here and set my show on fire. I already got my guest in here. He on fire. I'm on fire. But we can't have three people in here on fire. Somebody got to be a fireman. So what you got to do, this is what you got to do. You got to hold tight. When we come forward, we going back to North Carolina. Yeah.
You are a gem of your style.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump says he's not sure what Canada's Prime Minister wants to talk about when the two meet.
I guess he wants to make a deal. Everybody does.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is scheduled to speak with President Trump at the White House today. This will be Carney's first trip to Washington since he was elected last week. British-Nigerian nursing student Elizabeth Tamilore Odunsi, 23 years old, was fatally stabbed in her Houston apartment just days before graduation. Her roommate, Chester Grant, was charged with her murder after an argument, reportedly over their cats. Grant was booked into jail after a failed suicide attempt and charged with murder. And Floyd Mayweather is suing Business Insider for $100 million, claiming defamation over a report that questioned a major real estate deal he was linked to. He says the article was false and damaging to his reputation. Business Insider has responded, calling the lawsuit meritless and vowing to defend its reporting. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 and the California Black Chamber of Commerce invite you to the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government, on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. Get certified and register as a new bidder. Sell products and services to the state. Learn about pre-bid events and more. And it's all free. All you have to do is sign up at www.calbcc.org. That's www.calbcc.org. Registration for the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government, begins at 9 a.m. and the workshop concludes at 1 p.m. on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. This is a community call to action from the California Black Chamber of Commerce and KBLA Talk 1580.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's a very kinky girl, the kind you don't take home to mother. She will never let your spirits down. Once you get her off the street, oh girl. She likes the boys in the band. She says that I'm her all-time favorite.
I make myself irresponsible. By delegating responsibility to you, I become irresponsible. Whereas now we are saying, nobody is responsible except you. Because you are the world, and the world is you. You have created this mess. You alone can bring about clarity. Therefore, you are totally, utterly, completely responsible, and nobody else. Now, that means you have to be a light to yourself. Not the light of a professor or an analyst or a psychologist or the light of Jesus or the light of the Buddha. You have to be a light to yourself in a world that is utterly becoming dark. That means you have to be responsible. Now, what does that word mean? It means really to respond totally, adequately to every challenge. You cannot possibly respond adequately if you are rooted in the past.
See, that's young Krishnamurti. That's Krishnamurti down at the University of San Diego in the 70s. That's when he was on flames. That's 1974, right? He was on flames. You're responsible. There's a whole culture of people out here shirking responsibility because there is a resilience crisis, right? You don't want to do the self-work, so you use your beauty, you use your money. Do you see what I'm saying? And all you're doing is practicing self-avoidance while mimicking connection. Am I lying, Dr. Chris?
Facts.
This is facts. And people will gaslight you into thinking you crazy because you see they mess. Like, no, something wrong with you. This is the game right here. You're just a goofy. You game goofy. Let me tell you what an L7 is. In masonry, that's somebody standing on their square. Where did the Masons get it? From ancient Kemet. You lead with your left foot because you want your left foot to intercept any negativity that comes towards you. Do you understand? That's what an L7 is, standing on your square. When did it turn game goofy? When you came to a culture that ripped you of your knowledge of self. So now, knowledge of self is predicated on what you can accumulate in a transactional society. Can we talk about passive-aggressive prostitution in the relationship game? Let me get Jerron from New Bern back in here. North Carolina, get in here and cook for me, brother. Jerron, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, brother.
All right, man. Finish your final thought. I went on a tangent. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, brother, you good. But about what y'all are talking about now, let's just be real. Nobody wants to do the self-work, because if you do the self-work and reflect on self, it bursts your bubble of ignorance. And some people just want to live in that world of ignorance. If they do the self-work, they will have to look at themselves and say, okay, this is my fault. This is where I'm falling short at. And this is where I need to step up at. And these are also my strengths. But all they want to focus on is my strengths. And like you said, they're going to gaslight and say, no, you did this. You need to get right with this, instead of the self-reflection of putting in work.
Doc,
so at the end,
you have a question for Jaron?
No.
No, you want him to finish.
Beautiful.
Okay,
yeah,
go
what
ahead.
He said
Bro.
was beautiful. Now
He's on point now.
Yeah,
Keep going, Jaron. You got 30 seconds.
okay, my last 30 seconds, I just want to say to the doctor and to you, Zoe, I really appreciate the phone call. I'll be an avid caller. I'm an avid listener. And just keep doing your thing, brothers, and blessings from North Carolina. And
Number
that's pretty
love,
much
brother.
it, man.
Thank
Y'all
you,
just
man.
rock out.
Thank you, brother. You brought North Carolina in the building. We got callers all over the place. Let's get them in here. Attila, Houston, Texas. Come on in. Attila got questions for you, buddy.
Do.
For you.
How y'all doing?
She ain't got questions for me.
This is Zoe show.
She got questions for you, Dr. Johnson.
I mean, technically, both of y'all can answer it. How you doing, Dr. Chris?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm well. So my first question is, can allowing another person to do your inner work make you susceptible, to idol worship? That's my first question. And my second question is, what are some benefits of observing your own sinful nature in your walk toward God?
Ooh.
The first one is interesting because no one can do no one can do your self work because they don't know what your brain looks like when it turns off.
They don't have a direct experience of you.
Right.
Only
Nor do they
you
know
have
what
that.
you dream about, nor do they
Right.
nor do they have a compass as far as how you're feeling truly. Okay? Because actually the hypothalamus regulates the body as far as the pharmacy of the body. So cortisol kicks in the moment you feel any threat or anything, right? Or any inconsistency or any fear or any anxiety. Guess what? That happens before you even express those actual characteristics, right? So somebody would have to be in your brain to realize that, right? However, I like the idolatry part, right? So many people get with someone that is actually just a bridge to their healing, and then they start to worship the bridge, not to keep going. And then when it comes to the sin part, you got to understand what sin is. Sin is not 10 commandments. It was 613.
Right.
But sin actually is just separation from God. He's in the bedroom when you're doing whatever you're doing. He's in your car when you get ready to cuss the person out that just cut you off. God's everywhere. So the separation part is the sin part that we're looking at. So therefore, in your walk towards understanding sin or whatever, your whole walk should just be working towards staying in community with him and in conversation with him. That's all he can ask for. That's all he wants is a daily conversation and communal interaction with him. So it's not living, not saying this is your question or answer your question, but so many people, when they get in a God, they become accountants on what is bad and what is good, and they take their eyes off of actually relationship. So true worship or true, what can I say, God's request is just to stay in constant communication. Hey, God, I'm going to cuss this person out that just cut me off, but I didn't mean it, but you know what they did. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in constant communication with them. Hopefully that answers your two questions, I hope.
Attila, you good?
Yeah, I have another one.
Well, go ahead. One more question.
That'll be $14.99.
All right. All right. My last question is, what are some drawbacks to underestimating a person who has gained self-knowledge or self-mastery, but they appear emotionally non-threatening?
A drawback to me would be learning. See, the greatest part about understanding life, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to give y'all this game real quick. When I started finishing my schooling, PhDs, all that stuff, the more I read, the more I learned, the more I realized I didn't know nothing.
You don't know nothing.
So in actuality, a bigger drawback from somebody that may be positioning themselves in front of you to seem like they got it all figured out or they know self or whatever is learning, wow, how'd you do that? Or learning different traits from them that you can add to yourself, or being there just to be iron sharpens iron. So that's the drawback. I think I got your question correctly when you said they seem emotionally unavailable. What did you say? They seem what? Emotionally what?
Emotionally non-threatening, meaning they're not a threat to your vulnerabilities. At least that's how they appear to be.
Well, here's the greatest part about that. Nobody's a threat unless you allow it. Because somebody else's opinion about you or regulating your emotions is based on their perception.
But wait, Doc. You told me earlier today before you got here, if you date somebody, you want their demons to be mad at you.
No, you didn't. Really? You bringing my quotes back?
Come on.
See, that's different. But let's tie it into her question.
Yes.
Let's put it this way with the emotional statement, right? I'm not here to make the lady I'm interested in or the lady I'm dating feel safe, comfortable.
Come on.
I'm not here for none of that. I'm here to show you the kind of man I am and how I work through life. And if you think you want to take this ride with me, let's go.
That's who they looking for, Doc.
No, they're not.
They looking for the dude that comforts the demon.
Oh, yes, they do.
That's who they looking for.
So the greatest part about great alley-oop, I owe you for that one.
Yes, you do.
But the greatest statement is this. When it comes to your emotions, they can be influenced by angels and demons. When it comes to your sensitivities, they can be influenced by angels or demons or how you feel that day. When it comes to your self-reliance, self-esteem, all of those things can be influenced by demonic possession or an angel. Guess what? I'm here to make sure all your demons hate me. They will never want me around.
Come on.
So therefore, if I'm here to make your demons hate me, that means in the moment where you're feeling super needy or super codependent and you want me to acquiesce to your feelings that day, guess what? I'll be like, nope, not me, not today.
So if your man or your woman is not disrupting the safe space for your demons, they're not the one?
They are actually the one.
Ooh.
No, you are the one.
Hey, I tell her we love you. You brought Houston, Texas in the building. When we come forward, we going on vacation to Hawaii.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Johns Hopkins University has found that just mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia, so hearing loss isn't something to ignore.
But hearing aids are so expensive and ugly.
Not anymore. Meet Audien Hearing. You can get nearly invisible hearing aids without a prescription starting at $98 a pair, and they're ready to use right out of the box. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, and with over 1 million customers, Audien is easy to trust. Visit audienhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker.
It's addressing a brand new stage of their life, like riding a bicycle. SLDs never have been in relationships when they loved themselves, when they were healthy. They've never been in relationships where they can set boundaries, where they can, when their picker is fixed and they can know who to stay away from and who's safe and who's not. It's almost like they're a teenager, 17, 18-year-old, or in their early 20s, where you're just experimenting and learning who you are through these relationships. It's not easy, and it's a challenge. Some of my newly self-love abundant clients go in it with a lot of fear and anxiety, and some are excited, but all of them have ups and downs. But none of them are going to let someone come into their life who's going to upset this newfound sense of emotional freedom, self-love, self-respect, self-caring, self-trust, and self-protection.
Woo, Ross Rossenberg, man. Author of The Human Magnet Syndrome. Let's get our caller in here. John from Mountain View, Hawaii. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, sir?
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Here we go.
Greetings and blessings to everyone at the sound of my voice. Honors to the doctor. Honors to you, Zoe. But the question is, if this life that we currently live has got us to the point that we're so selfish that we won't even take the reflection of ourselves and take a deeper look, once after you finally been challenged with the reflection, saw yourself and did the self-work, knowing that now you have tools to use, the warrior's tools, as well as the good tools and the gifts. Mm-hmm. Will this life that you are currently seeking after turn you into the same individual that everybody avoids, the Samaritan?
Doc?
That's very interesting, especially coming from somebody I know that done read their Bible like 28 times.
No, he done read that. Now, let me tell you something now.
Well, no, what they say, 50, 11 times?
50, 11. He had 50, 11 at this point.
As the Samaritan story, as the woman by the well story. Right. To be honest with you, man, all of them did one thing. They realized the moment that they were needed. So when you're looking at identity, you're looking at the tools, mechanisms you learn, and since you're a Bible-believing gentleman, you look at the whole armor of God that you put on every day, supposed to put on every day. Mm-hmm. Our job, once we do our work for whatever tried to kill us, is to now stand guard for whatever work God has us to do.
And there it is.
And there it is. John, guess what you just did, brother?
Mountain View's in the house. Love you, big bro. And looks like I got another big bro, too.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, we appreciate it. You brought your city in the building. Let's get down to Arkansas. We going to the sticks. Davey Lee. Really quickly, brother, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, it's pretty cool tonight. I'm feeling it. I just got a question to ask. And I know we always talk about this, but I want to ask you personally, sir, how do you detach from your counterparts without seeming cold-hearted or distant or just unsettling somebody else's spirit? You know what I'm saying? Even though you just talked about, you want to unsettle people at certain times so they can help themselves. But
well, you already answered the question. I'm cold-hearted.
Yeah.
I'm cold. You got to understand something. When it comes to my purpose and what I'm called to do, by any means necessary, I don't care how beautiful you are, How 36, 24, 28, whatever you got, don't care what money you got, no caring what you can provide for me physically.
Right.
If it's taking me away from my calling, can't do it. I'll give you one thing. When I was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains up in Castaic, early in my ministry, early in studying and writing books and all that stuff, a guy came up to me out the blue, 67, 68-year-old man came to me. He says, listen, the woman that's for you will be on the road that God has you on. You will not have to take an exit or detour. When he said that, I looked at that and I said, not only is she going to be on the road physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, humor-wise, I'm not going to have to get off and amend anything that I got going on that's going with my calling.
And guess what? God going to do you right because she can't pretend. When you understand what I'm saying? That road is for you. She can't get access to that road.
And guess what?
Unless she's in alignment with that direction, with that road.
Deceiver,
go ahead.
Even if she's a deceiver, guess what? My car has perfect alignment. I'm going to be able to tell as soon as you got me veering right or left. Not going to work.
Oh, that's cold.
That's cold, ain't it? I dropped a bar.
Bar time.
Praise break.
Hey, Davey Lee, guess what you just did, sir?
I done brought y'all to Arkansas, baby.
Come on, man. We down there in the sticks. Listen.
I got folks in Little Rock.
Hey, man, you brought your city in the building. Listen, this is what the Voice of Reason does. I'm going to encourage everybody after tonight's conversation to go to the Miracle Theater's website, themiracleinglewood.com, themiracleinglewood.com. Go purchase your tickets right now. There's still some tickets available. May 31st is going to be incredible. 3 comedians. 3 comedians. 2 clinicians, Zoe Williams. We're going to have a question and answer session at the end. And when I tell you, it's going to be amazing. But my brother Chris Johnson has things that you need to do. You need to go follow him on his Instagram.
At Dr. Chris Johnson. Spell out Dr. DOCTORCHRISJOHNSON.
I know you got books.
Oh, man, I got a bunch.
Come on, Doc.
You know what? Here's the thing.
We got to sell your books.
I don't care about monopolizing.
I know you don't. Can we do this?
Okay. Barnes & Noble. Go to barnesandnoble.com. Actually, you know what? Do me even a bigger favor. You can go to Barnes & Noble and look up Getting Dressed from the Inside. My Mom Was My Dad. Hang Up the Phone, The Guide to Getting Over Your Ex in 30 Days. There's a bunch of other books, but those 3 right there are easily still on the shelves. Do me a favor. Not only go to barnesandnoble.com, do me a favor. Walk into your local Barnes & Noble. Go to the desk, information that say, do you have this book? As soon as they say no, say, never mind, I'm out of here. I'm going to order it online. They're going to say, no, don't leave. We'll order it right now. Do that for me.
Do that for Dr. Chris. Can y'all do it? Hey, listen, we start the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. You don't have to agree. We're not proposing to be right about everything. But guess what? You got challenged tonight. When I come forward, it'll be a new day and a new topic.